Hey there, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking here at one of my personal favorites. Anything that's a fast wagon is one of my personal favorites. This is an E55 AMG. That is 470 horsepower, 515 pound-feet of torque in the 5.4 liter supercharged V8 engine. And at the time this came out, this was the world's fastest station wagon, even faster than other things like the RS6. Which I think for this generation was the twin-turbo V8, but then the next generation got the twin-turbo V10. But yes, fast station wagons are good, AMGs are good, and we actually sell a lot of these. I just don't put them on the channel because most of them end up going reportless on the channel. But Japan seems to be the place to get these. Prices, can't really say exactly the price of this one because it is for somebody. But somewhere around 1 million to 2 million yen, depending on the condition. And for that, it's a steal. No, they're not the most reliable of vehicles in terms of like electronics, power windows, sunroofs tend to be problematic. But the engines, aside from some vibration in them, this one here has the vibration thing. I haven't really had any problems with any of them. I'm not sure if it's because Japanese people tend to take really good care of their higher end cars, or if it's something else, I'm not really sure. But the interiors are really nice and comfortable, it's super fast, has air suspension so you can set the ride height on the fly, and you can set the dampening on the fly. Very cool. Okay, so the coolant looks good. Oil you can't check. Mercedes-Benz doesn't want you to mess with your AMG. You don't get a dipstick anymore. But instead of dipstick, you do get a plate on it. That person made this engine. This is kind of cool. Actually very cool that they plate their engines like that. Okay, lower the hood, not much to see other than that giant supercharger on the top. Okay, and yes, I did take this one for a drive, and yes, it felt great. You just get so much power in one of these. And the AMG name, AMG was very popular worldwide before it got really popular in the States, I think, because there are a lot of AMG models of this year that are in Japan. Tons and tons of them, it seems. This is the auction inspection sheet. I'll come back to that in a second. And I will come back to the interior as well. I just want to show you this one here. This one has higher mileage for an AMG. Usually in Japan they have lower mileage than this, but there's still, I think, a lot of life left in this one. And I think you can get a really good deal if you go for higher mileage. It's going to mean higher maintenance costs, but at the same time, the value for these is unbelievable. I believe that these were over $100,000 here in Japan when they were brand new. So, yep, you can feel happy about having an AMG for a good value. Okay, so here's the inspection sheet. I'll quickly translate this from Japanese into English. It's a 2004 Mercedes-Benz E55 AMG station wagon. This one's going to go over to Canada. It's an auction rate 4 with an interior B. Options are sunroof, alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, leather seats, navi, and airbag. They're all optioned out pretty much the same. The wheels on this one are pretty scraped up, so it might be a good time to change the wheels on it. Purchase from user, comes with warranty papers. It doesn't have the dealer stamp on it, but some dealers just forget to put a stamp on. Owner's manual, and then the report here section says seat and steering wheel peeling and wheel scratched. So basically scratched wheels and then a seat bolster that has some discoloration is the only damage to the car. Okay, take a look at the body here. Now you got a few areas of scratches. None of these are really worth pointing out, but except for the rear bumper, which I'll show you after we do the once around. I will mention right here is maybe the only one. There's that, and then 2 scratches as you come up here. Aside from the rear bumper, that's the only damage on the car. And it's a big car with a lot of area that you could accumulate damage. The previous owner was adverse to damaging his car, thank goodness. You get the cool AMG front end, a lot sportier looking. AMG 18-inch wheels. 2 45s on the front, and pretty meaty 2 65s on the back. A really odd thing about the previous owner of this, he has 2016 tires all the way around, but The ones on the left are Dunlop Le Mans tires. The ones on the right are Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. Both a fairly higher end tire, but why you would have a different brand of tire left and right is beyond me. It must, maybe he like traded with his friend or stole from his friend and intended to steal all four, but then his friend sold his car? Or maybe someone just stole the tires off of this car. I really don't know. It is very odd, because usually if you do have a puncture, you'll end up with tires of different years. The fact that they're all the same year is very strange. And probably a good idea, like, Pilot Sport 4s are a better tire than the Le Mans tire. Pilot Sport 4s are one of the best tires ever. This may, like, if you're going to be doing super aggressive driving, I would be a little bit concerned about that. Here you can see some of the scratches in the wheel. And this type of scratching in the wheel is fairly common on a lot of the wheels on this one. 8-piston calipers on there, giant, as well as cross-drilled. I don't know the size of the discs there. I think you're at 9.8 seconds to 100 miles an hour. Not 60, 100. Pretty cool. And look. 265s, Michelin Pilots, 2016, 4 pistons in the back. And let me make sure that I got the age right, because I may have actually gotten that wrong. Let me see. 2016 Dunlop Le Mans 265/35 R18. Yeah, weird. And scrapies. Okay, side panels. Crystal clear and good all the way down. And it looks like the car didn't get stored outdoors because it's nice and glossy and the clear coat looks like it's thick and supple. Get roof racks. And this would look awesome with skis on top of it. And skiing season is coming up. And I bought some new skis last year in the off season. And they are not shaped skis, they are straight skis, so I get to ski like it's the 1980s again. Okay, this comes up. There's a button here to lower it. That way you don't have to actually do any work, because you own a car like this, you've already done enough work. Thank you for being a job creator. You get an AMG. You no longer have to close your own trunk. You don't get seats in the back, which is a bit of a shame. I think this generation was the first one to never come with that as an option in Japan. The generation before it you could, but I don't think that the AMGs either ever got them or they were a very rare option here. I think crash safety makes the rear-facing seats a little bit dangerous. This still has the original plastic on it. You might be able to see that. AMG exhaust. With the supercharger, it's not as growly as you get out of the 63. I think actually the 63, they purposefully made it more growly because people like that. Okay, so let's look at the back bumper like I was mentioning. Right here has an ouch. It's there and from here to here. And over here it's even worse. It is all constrained to the rear bumper. Bumpers are made for this sort of thing. You can see 2 scuffs there and a scratch down there. And so if you were to repair that, it's not like you're repairing a panel. Bumpers are easier to repair. And if they don't quite match perfectly, it's not as visible as a fender or a door. Okay, back seats here. Super comfortable. Now they did have a M5 station wagon, but they only had it very infrequently. They had it for like the E34, or is it E36? It's been a while since I've bought one of those old ones. Anyways, one of those old ones. Got it. And then I think they got it for the V10 generation as well, but I don't think that they sold too many of either of those. And then they designed an E46 M3 station wagon, but never actually sold it. So you want the station wagon, you're stuck with Audi or Mercedes-Benz. So rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, I guess. Okay, the wood here, no cracks in any of it. That's a common thing for this generation to do. The power seats do work, folding mirrors work, power windows work, sunroof works. All of that is good. The seat for 130,000 kilometers is better than I expected. It's very common for them to have that sort of wrinkly, cracked type of thing. And yeah, this generation and the previous generation, their electronics go a little bit haywire every once in a while, and so that is something to keep in mind if you're thinking about buying one of these. I'll show you the engine start. You're going to hear that supercharger. Okay, heated seats, AC works nice and strong, it's climate control AC, dual zone. Actually, there might be rear zones too. It has an old school Navi here. Here's the heated seats, as well as, what's that, headrests go down button. Okay, suspension go up button. I'm actually going to press that now because I need it to go up into the lot. Okay, suspension hardness. Cool. Corner sensors. It has a radar detector in there instead of an ashtray, and no smell of cigarettes in here. Okay, cool AMG floor mats for each one of the 4 seats. And is this 5 seat belts? Let me just check. Yes, it is. So 5 people can fit inside. Big sunroof, big lamp, speakers in the roof. That's my favorite part. Not my favorite part. That's a part of station wagons that I like. Speakers in the roof. The E34 M5 has that as well. And arguably, I like that one better than this one. Just because I'm the old car kind of person. And because they're rarer than these, and 6-speed manual. But a lot more expensive than these. 3 times the price. Okay, so there you have it. AMG, Japan, the land of the AMG, is bringing you an E55 Touring to Canada. Congratulations. Okay, thank you everyone for watching, and have a nice day.